History remembers Medea as a monster, a witch, a woman to be feared. But long before the blood, before the exile, before the curse, she was a daughter, a lover, and a woman who gave everything. She built a hero from nothing. She crossed kingdoms for love, and when that love turned into betrayal, the world learned what happens when a powerful woman is pushed beyond the point of return. This is not a myth about evil. This is the story of Medea. Daughter of darkness. She was not born a witch. She was made one. Some women are not born evil. They are shaped by the men they loved. In an age when humans feared the gods, when fate was read in the stars and whispers in the night were believed to be spells, there was a kingdom on the eastern shores of the Black Sea, hidden among misty forests and blood-stained altars. Its name was Colchis. This land was not ordinary. The soil remembered, the trees listened, the night kept secrets. And at the heart of this kingdom lived a young woman whom the people both respected and feared. Her name was Medea, the cursed princess of Colchis. Medea was not a queen, she was not a warrior, yet everyone feared her. Because Medea was the kind of woman who saw but did not speak, who knew but did not explain, whose touch could bend destiny. Her father was King Aeetes of Colchis, but her true inheritance did not come from him. It came from the gods. Medea was the granddaughter of Helios, the sun god, and her darkest bond was this. Her aunt was Hecate, goddess of magic, night, crossroads, and shadows. Medea was born between light and darkness, a child raised in Hecate's shadow. Medea was never like other girls. While they gathered flowers, Medea learned which ones killed. While they sang songs, Medea listened to the voice of the night. Hecate called her under the moonlight. No one saw it, no one spoke of it, but Medea learned which herbs healed, which drove men mad, which created love, which delayed death, and the most dangerous of all, which paths had no return. The Golden Fleece. Colchis guarded a sacred treasure, the Golden Fleece. The people believed it was a blessing from the gods, bringing power and prosperity, but the truth was darker. The fleece was protected by blood. A sleepless dragon, fed by sacrifices, never closed its eyes, and only one person knew how to make it sleep: Medea. The strangers. One day the sea fell silent, the wind changed direction, a foreign ship reached the shores of Colchis, the Argonauts. At their head stood a young man, handsome, hopeful, ambitious, Jason. When Medea first saw him, it was not her heart that trembled, it was her fate. The gods were not silent in this story. Hera and Aphrodite forced love into Medea's heart, but the people later said Medea fell in love. No, Medea was chosen. She saw a future in Jason's eyes, but in that future, she could not see herself. And still, she helped him. A hero built by magic. Medea gave Jason everything: ointments to survive fire-breathing bulls, spells to put the dragon to sleep, magic to cheat death itself. Jason succeeded, but what the world never understood was this: none of that victory belonged to him. It belonged to Medea. The first betrayal, blood. When the time came to flee, Medea made a choice. She did not choose her father. She did not choose her homeland. She did not choose her blood. She chose Jason. Her brother Absyrtus died. Some say Medea killed him. Some say fate did. The truth did not matter. From that moment on, there was no way back. Colchis was left behind. As the ship disappeared into the sea, Medea looked back. The forests were silent. Hecate did not speak, and Medea understood. I am no longer a princess. I am no longer innocent. I am no longer just a woman. She was Medea, and this was only the beginning. A witch in the shadow of a hero. The woman who lifts a man to the top is the first one he abandons there. When the Argo reached Greek waters, Jason was a hero. Songs were sung in his name. Crowds praised his courage. But no one asked, who paid the price? The answer walked silently behind him. Medea. The foreign woman. In Greece, Medea was never one of them. Her accent was strange, her eyes too deep. She asked no questions, yet knew everything. Women avoided her, men feared her, or desired her. Both were dangerous. Corinth, a false peace. Jason and Medea settled in Corinth. They had a home. They had children. From the outside, it looked like a happy ending, but Medea stayed awake at night because she knew one thing: victorious men change. Jason's new face. Jason was now a hero, and heroes prefer quiet women. Medea was not quiet. She was powerful. She was intelligent. She remembered too much. In Jason's eyes, Medea became too dark, too dangerous, too much. Then came Glauce, daughter of King Creon, young, innocent, politically convenient. Betrayal. Jason spoke calmly, "This marriage is for our children." Medea understood at that moment. Love had not ended, it had been replaced. Exile. King Creon feared Medea, and fear always chooses exile. Medea was banished. Woman, foreigner, powerful, the same old story. Medea thinks. That night, Medea did not cry. She thought. And when Medea thought, even the gods listened. They took everything from me, but not my knowledge. The gift. Medea sent Glauce a dress, golden, beautiful, worthy of a queen, but every thread carried death. When Glauce wore it, the fire began from the inside. King Creon tried to save her. He burned with her. Corinth screamed. But Medea was calm, because this was not the end. Medea knew, if you want to destroy a man, you take his future, and his future was his children. The point of no return. Some sins are unforgivable, but after betrayal, sin becomes destiny. Corinth was silent. The king was dead. The princess was ash. One name filled the streets: Medea. The mother's war. Her children were sleeping. Medea knelt beside them. This was not magic. This was motherhood. She wept. Not because I don't love you, but because I refuse to lose you. The decision. Jason would take them, raise them in another woman's palace, teach them to be ashamed of their mother. Medea decided. I gave them life. They will not become weapons against me. Silence. The house fell quiet, and Medea was alone. Jason breaks. Jason screamed, "How could you do this?" Medea answered, "You did this. You began it." The gods intervene. The sky opened. A chariot pulled by dragons appeared. Helios called his granddaughter home. No one stopped her. Even the gods knew her judgment did not belong to this world. Exile without end. Where did Medea go? No one knows. Some say she returned east. Some say she became legend. Some say she walked beside Hecate in the night. Monster or woman? History is divided. Monster, woman. Perhaps she was both. Or perhaps she was simply a mirror held up to a cruel world. This story does not tell us what to do. It asks one question. When everything is taken from a woman, what remains? Medea's name survives not because of fear, but because we remember.